In this video, you will watch our tour in Manuel Antonio National Park and learn everything you need to know about it. The best trails and times it takes, which animals you can see, where to stay overnight, and much more. And if you watch until the end, I'll show you my absolute highlight of the tour and a very special restaurant recommendation. Hi, travelheads. We have just started in Manuel Antonio National Park and are looking for some animals. But first, let's take a look at how we got here. The previous day, we drove from Tamarindo to Liberia in about 2 hours for one night. We had an inexpensive small hotel with a well-guarded parking lot, breakfast, and many guests who were just passing through. I'll give you the details in the video description. In the evening, we went into town to watch a soccer match. The local heroes from municipal Liberia were playing against LD Alajuelense in the Estadio Edgardo Baltodano Briceño. It was well attended, and the mascot got the atmosphere going. There was even a small section of active fans. Liberia had no chance in the game and went down 4-0. But my highlight was the halftime show. But see for yourself. Unbelievable that this guy scored a goal. Too funny! Haha! The next day, we had a longer road trip ahead of us. It would take a whole 4 hours and 5 minutes to get from Liberia to our hotel at the national park. But of course, we had to stop at what is probably the most famous bridge in Costa Rica, the Crocodile Bridge. When we arrived there, people who took money to look after our car were waiting for us. There is a lot of theft here, so don't leave any obvious valuables in the car. There are plenty of crocodile souvenirs here and a lot of traffic. I absolutely didn't expect it to be that busy at the bridge. I have to say that the sight of all these crocodiles really blew me away. Supposedly, there are so many crocodiles here because they were often fed. This is illegal and should be avoided because they might associate humans with food and it could interfere with their natural hunting instinct. But it's really impressive to see this in real life. We then continued on our way, but stopped again briefly at the large crocodile statue in Tarcoles. This is worth a picture, don't you think? The road trip could hardly have been more exciting. There were green landscapes, beautiful views, fun places, and interesting restaurants along the way. After a good 5 hours, we finally arrived. Manuel Antonio National Park. Our hotel had a really perfect location right next to the national park. From here, it was just a 10-minute walk to the entrance. We had booked our tour for the next day right at 7 a.m. when the park opens. That's why we first set off to explore the surrounding area. At first we thought, let's go to the beach. But then we saw the first animals in the distance near the bus stop. A cute little capuchin monkey was hanging relaxed in the tree. And as it is usually the case with these animals, if one of them is there, there are usually more to be found. This is also the case here. 2 more capuchin monkeys were looking for something edible in the area. Personally, I think it's a shame that people leave so much of their garbage lying around here, even if it is nice to see the animals so close. Capuchin monkeys are known for their intelligence and problem-solving abilities, often using tools like sticks or rocks to access food. They live in large social groups with a clear hierarchy led by a dominant male and are highly communicative, using vocalizations and facial expressions to interact. Our buddy, who we saw first, has also woken up from his nap and is looking for something to eat. I could watch them all day, but we also wanted to see the town. There was a lagoon a few meters away. People are warned not to go swimming here as there are probably some crocodiles there. But to be honest, absolutely nothing would get me into this water. The idea that there could simply be crocodiles here is a bit scary. But if we simply turn our gaze to the right, we can see the wonderful beach. The beach here is truly breathtakingly beautiful. White sand, clear blue water, lush rainforest in the background, wildlife encounters, perfect for swimming, snorkeling, and other water activities. Personally, I think this could be the most beautiful beach in Costa Rica. Someone here is also taking off with paragliding. Would you do that? Write it in the comments. It does look a bit scary, doesn't it? The streets of the city are full of stores, souvenir shops, and restaurants. Of course, there is also a supermarket. We wandered around a bit and found this cool old school bus with the inscription Pura Vida. Pura Vida is a popular phrase in Costa Rica that translates to pure life, but it holds much deeper meaning. It reflects the Costa Rican lifestyle and attitude. It's often used as a greeting, farewell, or to express that everything is going well. Pura Vida embodies the laid-back, positive spirit of the country and is a reminder to enjoy life's simple pleasures. At the end of the evening, we enjoyed the beautiful sunset, and then we went to bed. We were really looking forward to the national park. The next morning, we set off on the 10-minute walk to the park. The entrance was still locked as we were there a little before 7 in the morning. Our bags were quickly checked because you are not allowed to bring plastic bottles, for example. Then we were the first in the park. We had a quick look at the map, and then we were off. We wanted to see absolutely everything. The park is really huge. If you want to walk at a leisurely pace, you should allow 6 to 7 hours to see the whole park and possibly go swimming. We wanted to be through in about 5 hours without swimming, as we could only check out of the hotel by 12 noon. It took us a while to not only hear, but also see the first animals. The first animal was the Halloween crab. These land crabs are easily recognizable by their colors, usually with a black body, bright orange legs, and purple claws, resembling a Halloween theme. They are often seen scurrying through the forest, especially near the park's beaches and mangroves. Just a short walk further, and we almost overlooked the next resident. It's incredible how well the black spiny-tailed iguanas adapt to their environment. This specimen was sitting calmly on this tree stump. They are incredibly fast, capable of sprinting up to 20 miles per hour to escape predators. We really enjoyed being almost alone here and looking out for animals. Here we see an agouti having a leisurely breakfast. Agoutis play a crucial role in the ecosystem by burying seeds, which helps with forest regeneration. We made our way to Gemelis Beach. As we were very early in the morning, we were still completely alone here. It was simply a fantastic atmosphere that is difficult to capture. The peace, the quiet, and the untouched nature, no garbage, it was simply a pleasure. We then found another iguana. Isn't it just impressive how well these animals adapt to their environment? They are really hard to see. This one had a little morning snack here. I haven't seen them eating before. The next part was to take us to the highest viewpoint in Manuel Antonio National Park. We wanted to climb this as early as possible, as the temperatures were still relatively okay at this time of day. It was just before 10 o'clock in the morning, and we had quite a few steps to climb. But the effort was definitely worth it for this view. I can recommend taking binoculars with you because on a good day, you can also spot whales and dolphins from here. If we turn around once, we then have a fantastic view of Playa Rey. We were practically at the furthest point in the park from the entrance. As we made our way back to the center, we realized how crowded it had become, and that our route had been very well chosen so far. As we had booked a non-guided tour, it was difficult for us to spot sloths. But now that the park was so busy, we were of course able to spot them thanks to a few guides. Look how hard to spot they can be. It's crazy! And right behind us, there was a howler monkey. We have heard their howling in La Fortuna before, but we didn't see one until now. Great feeling. Our route then took us to the famous Manuel Antonio Beach. Here you have to be careful from time to time that raccoons don't steal your bag when you go swimming. Funny, isn't it? The beach is really gorgeous with its white sand. Sometimes you can even see turtles here, but unfortunately, we weren't that lucky. The next trails led us along the beach. There we discovered a sleeping anteater. Shortly afterwards, the really fun part began when we encountered a whole bunch of capuchin monkeys on the beach trail. We had already seen some yesterday, but these are so playful and funny to look at. A really funny gang of monkeys. We were already as good as through with our tour, but we still wanted to walk a trail where there was supposed to be a waterfall. We didn't know that one of the coolest things would happen to us at the Catarata Waterfall Trail. When we arrived, we were totally disappointed. The waterfall was completely dry, and we thought we had made the journey for nothing. But then, we saw the following on the way back. At first, we weren't sure if it was just part of the tree, but then we saw the claws. We were so incredibly lucky. Sloths sleep 18 hours a day, and this one wakes up exactly when we are there. We were told the whole time that it is virtually impossible to spot a sloth without a guide. And then we see an active sloth just like that. And it even poses for the perfect photo. Simply fantastic. An incredible end to our tour in the national park. In about 4 hours, we were able to see every trail of the park. One trail was under construction, but that wasn't too bad for us. So let me show you which routes we have chosen for ourselves. We started on the El Perezoso Trail and went via Playa Gemelas to the Puerto Escondido Trail. Via Congos Trail, we made the hardest Miradores Trail. You remember? The one with the many steps. From here, we went the whole trail back and then took the Playa Manuel Antonio Trail. Punta Catedral was under construction, so we walked along the beach where we met the capuchin monkeys. Via El Manglar Trail, we visited the Catarata Estacional Trail and saw the sloth in action. We managed all this in 4 hours. We would recommend 6. After this very strenuous tour, we had earned a hearty lunch and visited the bar El Avion. The bar is built into a real Fairchild C-123 cargo plane, which was part of the infamous Iran-Contra affair in the 1980s. The plane was purchased and brought to Manuel Antonio after being abandoned at the San Jose airport. You can even go into the cockpit. What a cool bar, isn't it? And do you know what's even better? You don't only have a very cool old airplane to look at and cockpit to sit in and everything. The bar is perched on a hill, and so this combines tasty food and an awesome and stunning view. This really is a restaurant that you should visit. By the way, if you're lucky like us, you might spot a sloth here too.